Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Aubrey, and this is the Half Alive, Half Online podcast. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, but I've had crippling anxiety over it and was scared. But as you can tell, I sent it. I'm finally doing it. I finally got the tripod and the microphone out of the box that has been sitting in my room for probably about 2 or 3 months now. Please bear with me. I do have my iPad right here with notes. I've never done anything like this before. This is my first time. So the first few episodes might be a little rough. Me already stumbling over my words. Might be a little rough, but just hang in there. I'm trying. I hope I get better. Um, so I guess I'll start by talking a little bit about like my idea behind this podcast. So I'm a certified yapper, number one. Um, so I've always wanted to do a podcast, but over the last year, I did lose my dad. So that changed my life in every single way possible. Changed me, changed everything. So I don't know. I just thought this podcast would be a way for me to maybe talk through that and figure it out because over the last year, I've disassociated so much from my life that I don't even know what the hell is going on, to put it simply. Um, I'm also very big on like mental health awareness. I've struggled with mental health since I was probably 12 years old. So, it's always nice to just be able to listen to someone and relate to someone, especially with grieving because it's such a lonely place and so isolating. Um, but yeah, I don't want this to just be about that though. I want to make that clear so I don't scare anyone away. While it's a big part of my life, I also want to just have like light moments and just talk about things going on in my life, the things I like, what's happening, just normal things, pop culture, all that. So it's just like gonna be a mix of everything. That being said, there might be some episodes that are a little heavier. There might be some that aren't as much. But I like the idea of being able to look back at this, regardless of like what happens with it. And I have a fear of forgetting things related to my dad. Um, so I don't know. I think it would just be nice to be able to go back and listen to this and relive some of those memories or some of those feelings and hopefully see how I've grown and healed in some ways in the future. So I like that idea. And also just like if anyone can relate to me, it's always just nice to have that. That means a lot to me. Especially being in your early 20s and losing someone like grief is talked about, but I feel like not as much as it should be. And grief, losing a parent, people lose their parents. But losing your parents in your early 20s or when you're young is just so different in so many different ways. And personally for me, like my life was already like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm 22 years old. I have no clue what's going on. And then that happened and then it really just got rough. So, I don't know. It's kind of just this is just like me. This is going to be my life. Um Hopefully have some healing, get me to talk about some things instead of just distracting myself and having brain rot 24/7. Um, and just being able to work through some things and maybe talk about things that aren't as talked about as much and just bring some more awareness and also keep my dad's name alive because I want his presence and his name and everything about him to be remembered and to stay alive as much as it could have. Oh, not about to cry already. We're not going to do that yet. Um, but yeah. So, I guess I'll just start with some backstory of me. And if you hear snoring, one of my dogs is on the floor next to me, and he is a pug, so he has some breathing problems. But anyways, so I'm 23. I just turned 23 October 11th this past year, which I love my life so much because my dad's death anniversary is actually 3 days after my birthday. My dad passed away 3 days after my birthday. So I love it. This year was pretty rough for me. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of YouTube. As I mentioned before, I've disassociated and distracted myself essentially every single day for the past year, so I wouldn't have to deal with any of my thoughts. I wouldn't have to form a thought, think about anything. So I know my fair share of YouTube and media and all that. Some of the podcasts I listen to, I love the Brittany Broski podcast. Two Idiot Girls, love Drew. I love the Caleb Heron podcast. I hope that's how you pronounce his last name. Love him though. I think he's genuinely one of the funniest people alive. Slushy Noobs, Mandy's iPhone, love them. Who else? Vanilla Mace. I love all of them. So yeah, very into YouTube podcasts, all things like that. Some of my other hobbies, which will probably be some of the portions of each episode. I love books. I've always loved reading since I was younger. Again, a form of escapism. That's how if you couldn't, I know we just got introduced, but if you could not tell, that's how I deal with things, is just pretending like that's not my reality and just pretty much escaping into a different one, which is not healthy, but whatever. So I've been very into reading. I got a Kindle, I think 2 Christmases ago. My boyfriend got it for me. We'll talk about him next. Love you, babe. But yeah, I read a lot of like thrillers, romance, just shit like that I'd see on Book Talk. But recently, one of my best friends, Gabby, love ya girl, introduced me to the ACOTAR series. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm very late to this train. That's because I just thought I wouldn't like romantasy or fantasy. Why did I think that? I don't know, because I've literally always been obsessed with fairies and fairies, mermaids, werewolves, vampires, all that. Loved it. I don't know why I thought that I wouldn't like reading that. And, I seen the hype around ACOTAR, but I was like, I was always intimidated by, like, big series of books, because it just seemed like a commitment. I like my comfort show. I like my comfort shows. I like my comfort movies. I don't really go too far out of the box with stuff like that. So when I seen, like, series like this, I was always just pretty intimidated. But to put it lightly, this series has completely taken over my life. I just started it about a month ago, and I'm already on the 4th book. I'm actually going to finish that this weekend. I'm going to start and finish it this weekend because I already know how I am. It's just like the little Christmas one. And then I'll be on the last book of the series so far, which I know that she's supposed to be coming out with the 6th book soon. But yeah, just finished Court of Wings and Ruin this past week, and it was an emotional roller coaster. I was crying, I was laughing, I was loving, I was heartbroken, I was shattered. I have a connection to these characters as if, like, I know them in real life. Like, I'm obsessed with them. And please don't get me started on Rhysand Rhys, because I've never been this attached to a character before. I'm obsessed with him, and I love him, and I would, to put it lightly, probably die for him. I'm obsessed. Love my boyfriend. Love you so much. Don't worry, he's fake. But in my head, he's not. I'm obsessed with him. It's taken me by such a strong force. It's my entire world right now. I don't even know what I'm going to do when I finish this series. I'm kind of dreading it because I already feel some heartbreak because I can't read these books again for the first time, especially the second one, which is my number one. If you know, you know. I now know. I know what the girls are talking about now. Wow. the third book, the one I just finished, the Wings and Ruin, that one's like a very like it's right behind the second book for me. It was very intense though, and then like I really liked the first one. It's just not my favorite after the two that I've read right now. And I will keep you updated with all the updates because I know I'm gonna finish the fourth book this weekend, and then I'll be on to Silver Flames, which love Cassian, and I know that that book is about Cassian and Nesta. I have accidentally spoiled some things for myself, so I'm gonna try not to do that. I know I'm super late to the train, but like, I mean, hell, I just started it in 2025, so there could be people listening who haven't even read it before, so I'm gonna try not to spoil it, but oh my god. Wow. Anyways, that's like my current hyperfixation right now. I also am into gaming. I always play. I had like the Wii growing up, shit like the GameCube. But like in my adult life, I was very into the Switch. Loved Animal Crossing during COVID. It's all I did. I probably had like 400 hours on there, minimum. But then I kind of got bored of the Switch, and so I did get a PC, which is very ironic because my boyfriend Blake had a PC since we first started dating, and I actually despised it. I thought it was the stupidest thing. I didn't understand it. I thought it was just like, oh my god, that's doing too much. No, I love my PC. Obsessed. That being said, am I good at it? Not necessarily. I'm still learning. I just got it a few months ago. Some of the games that I play, and I'll give props to Vanilla Mae. She's really the one who got me into this because, like, watching her play certain things, I was like, oh, I want to play that. That looks fun. I just didn't know that there was this world of cozy gaming and girly gaming and just, like, everything. I love it. Right now, I'm super obsessed. Like, what I've played 75% of the time since having it is Palia. It's a world building game. It's free. You create a character. I don't know, like, the characters in the game, I think they're like some sort of mythical creature. I don't know. But there's a town, like, you could build relationships, you build your house, you farm, you fish, you have crops, have animals. It's everything. It's like a mix of like The Sims and like Animal Crossing and like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I love it. It's so fun. I've spent so many hours playing this game. The other games I play, please don't judge me. I have a SpongeBob game because I was obsessed with the Bikini Bottom Bash or something like that on the Switch. I finished that before I got my PC. I beat that game. Also, I love SpongeBob, so. And then I'm playing the Cosmic Stardust, I think it's called, or something like that, right now. And then a few days ago, I just started Alice in Wonderland Madness Returns, which I've always been obsessed with that character and that game, but I've never been able to play it, but now I can finally play it. I'm obsessed already. I just started it, and like I suck a little bit right now because I'm still trying to learn the controls of the PC, like in playing more like action games because I'm just not used to it. So I'm still trying to get the hang of it, but it's so fun, so cool. I love the lore, all of it, the characters, the art. It's so cute. I love it. What else am I playing? I have like an adventure time game on there. I have some cozy games. I don't have like a lot of games right now because, like I said, super obsessed with Palia and like just the current games I have right now. But yes, I'm ready to play the Atlas game tonight. I do want to try to do like some streaming maybe in the future, but again, I have crippling anxiety and the thought of someone looking at me while I'm playing games. I think that's fun. Like, I love to watch other people stream, but I'm just not very good. That's the only thing is like I'm not very good, so I don't know if I'm gonna get made fun of. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if it would be worth watching because I die sometimes a lot, and like the way I play games is I just wing it on the PC so far. Sometimes I'm really bad and then I slowly get the hang of it, but we'll see. But yeah, Now let's touch on Blake before I yap about anything else because he is a very big part of my life. I've been with him since I was 17. I just turned 23, if that tells you anything. He is my high school sweetheart, and I love him so much. He's definitely the opposite of me. He is a quiet, shy, reserved man, and I am anything but. I yeah, I'm a yapper. I just have a different personality than him, but somehow we make it work. Um, he's a blue collar man. My collar's blue, but my neck is red. You know what they say, the blue collar men, they like the alternative girls, I guess, if that's what you want to call me. I mean, I've got a full sleeve of tattoos and tattoos everywhere else. Um, I don't know. I have like 5, 6 different aesthetics. Sometimes I'm feeling really emo and all black. That's just everything. I did used to have dyed hair. I miss it. I've had blue, pink, red, purple, green, but I killed my hair. So that's why we're rocking the natural because I lost my curls. I lost everything. My hair was dead. Um, Actually, I just now got my hair to like this um color and healthiness, I guess. It still needs some work, but after my dad passed, I had a mental breakdown, of course, and decided to dye my hair red again. And I was not committed to red because I don't like when it gets copper, so that means I have to keep up with it a lot, and I was not willing to do that. So, dyed my hair red, mistake, and then I put black over it, another mistake, and then I essentially spent the past year trying to get it somewhat decent. My curls are kind of coming back, so I mean, we're getting somewhere. Do I think it's kind of boring? Yes. Um, but, I try to express myself in different ways. But that being said, I was hardcore emo in like middle school, high school. But I was also a cheerleader. This is what I mean when I say I have so many different aesthetics. I don't know if it's my BPD. I don't know. I just have I'm like 10 different characters. Um, Sometimes I want to look a little sporty. Sometimes I want to look clean girl, which for me is never really clean girl. I don't really know if you could look like me and be clean girl. Um, Sometimes I want to look hippie-ish. Sometimes I want to look whatever. I have my closet is just insane. I don't know how you would really describe me, but anyways, that's my man. Love him. You probably won't ever see him on here. Like I said, he's very quiet and reserved. Um, but yeah, we've been together for a long time, 6 years. Our anniversary is actually this month. It's the 23rd. I'm excited. I have no idea what we're going to do yet. Um, Touching on the alternative in quotation, whatever. As you could tell, if you're watching this instead of just listening, I do have a lot of tattoos. Some of these are very shitty because I went off the rails when I was 18 and would get tattoos in houses. Like, I need to fix a lot of these. My arm isn't completely done. We've got some patchwork going on here, but we're not completely done. I need to fix some things. I need to add some things. I've also got my back tattooed. My legs are tattooed. My sternum. I've got my dad's signature on this arm. It's the only tattoo I have on this arm, actually. Some of his handwriting. I've got a little shamrock behind my ear because my dad was Irish and, like, extremely Irish. The most Irish man you'll probably ever meet. So, yeah. Maybe I'll do a tattoo tour and explain them. None of them really have meaning except for my dad's. I mean, some of them have a little bit, I guess, but I just love the look of them. I grew up with like a alternative mom. She's not really alternative anymore, but when I was growing up in the early 2000s, she had long black hair, bangs, piercings, always listening to some heavy metal or rock or just her and my dad really formed my music taste. My dad was very into, classic dad rock, alternative, but he did love country too. And rap. He liked everything, which is essentially how I am with music too. If you put my playlist on shuffle, you're literally going to get everything. But yeah. So, also, a main part of my life is I do have two pugs. I mentioned the first one earlier. I don't know if you can hear us snoring. Frankie, quit snoring. Um, Tina, she is actually in the other room because she can never shut up because she barks at the sound of anything. She's the first pug I got. She's my first dog I've ever had personally. Um, I've always wanted pugs, always, always, and the opportunities came and went, and then finally, about over a year, I had Tina when my dad was still around, and she's a little black pug. She's not chunky at all. She is pugs have extreme personalities, but she is literally like, wow, she's like a human being. Does she drive me up the wall? Absolutely. Sometimes I'm literally like, oh my God, if you don't get away from me, I'm literally going to lose my mind. How do people have kids right now? I don't know. But yeah, so love her. She's my everything. And then when my dad passed, she did get upgraded to emotional support dog. So yeah, I've got some extreme emotional dependence on her. And then this past summer, I got Frankie, who's on the ground. He is a white pug. He's chunky. He's called Frankie because when we first got him, he looked like Frank Gallagher. He just looks like a old man all the time, a cranky little old man. We call him Frankie. We call him Franklin, Cranklin, Cranky. Tina Montana Snow is her full name. Megan the Stallion, also named after Napoleon Dynamite. Come Eat Your Food. Tina, that's one of my favorite movies. So she's got some lore to her, but she's got many, many different names we call her. Somehow she knows all of them. Sometimes I wonder if I'm giving her like personality issues. Like, does she even know who she is? I don't know. We call her Tina, Beena, Weena, Pinky, Stink Pup Jones, Pinky Pup, Winky. Like, I don't know. I don't know where it all comes from. It's just her names. I don't know how to explain it. It's just her names. But yeah, she's a handful. But once I got Frankie, he really helped calm her down. Thank God. Because she was very, like, she's a very active, playful dog. And Frankie kind of helps even her out. And they entertain each other. So, Frankie, quit snoring. He snores so loud. Anyways, so yeah, those are my two dogs. Okay, so I did go to college. I'm 23. I graduated last year in May. Yeah, so I'm a very recent graduate. I did go to a university. I had 21st century scholars. If you know, you know. So, yeah, I never really knew what I wanted to do. I didn't really have a passion for anything super strong that I thought would be a reality for me. So I kind of just went with something basic, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, but I went for business, like marketing and shit like that, business administration, marketing. Looking back, I do kind of regret not going more into like, I don't know, just like I love fashion. I love just different stuff, but I just played the safe way, and I just was just thinking about like, okay, what's going to make money and what's like something that has a lot of jobs. And like I don't necessarily regret going. It's just not something I'm super passionate in. But yeah, I graduated. My dad passed away in October my senior year. So, that was very rough. I'm honestly very surprised that I graduated. I didn't have like a regular college experience, which I don't really care about, because like me and Blake were already living together and very much like working. Like I said, like we've lived together. I was about to turn 18 when we got our first place. Working, just having a normal kind of life. So I was going to school from home and everything. So yeah, I kind of just went to class and then went home. I wasn't super involved. I didn't care to be, to put it bluntly, I guess. it is, I wasn't super crazy about college, but I'm glad I went. I'm glad I got my bachelor's, which I'm proud of myself. But yeah, my dad did pass away in October, and it was really rough. I had some professors do some crazy things to me, like as far as pretty much screwing me over. So I switched my major to business administration um, about like literally the last semester, and my advisor just really helped me out and getting me through there because I did not want to go to school. I hated it, but I walked across the stage. I walked across the stage with the little sash, had my dad on there. So I did it for him essentially. Um, but yeah. So then after that, I'm now working at like an advertising agency. I don't love it. I'm grateful for it right now though because it pays well and my boss has given me a lot of opportunities. I actually did an internship toward for her. It's a very small company. Geez. It's cozy. I was serving and bartending before this, which I sometimes miss, but that's a whole nother thing. That's that's some lore. Um, but I just needed something more, I guess, stable. So she offered me this opportunity. I'm a project manager. I do a lot of social media stuff, and I don't know. It's good for right now. Um, but like I said, I just don't really know what I want to do. I don't see myself doing that forever, but also I have no clue what that means for me. I have no clue like what I'm supposed to do forever. The thought of that gives me a lot of anxiety. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I wish I was one of those people who had a strong, like, this is what I want to do. I want to be a nurse, or I always wanted to be a teacher growing up, but quickly, once I became an adult, realized that I just can't do that in this generation, and teachers are not valued like they should be, and I feel like I'm a little too emotional to be a teacher. Um, so yeah. But other than that, like I didn't really have like I never wanted to be a nurse. I didn't want to do anything like that. So I'm kind of just like I don't know. I went to college and I'm working a decent job right now, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing other than that, and that's not what I want to do forever. So I'm just in a really really weird spot right now as far as that, but I'm trying to be thankful for what I have right now. Touching back on the serving and bartending lore. So, my gosh. Before I work at the place I work now, I was working with my dad. Yeah, could it get any worse? I don't know. I was working for my dad. He was my general manager. I worked at a golf club restaurant. He was my general manager. I served and bartended, and I seen him like damn near every day. And he passed away, obviously. Touching on that again, he passed away in October. And I worked there until July because it was really weird for me. I felt like I couldn't move on. Like the thought of me going to a different job and not like, and having to learn that and be around all these people while going through that was just, it seemed like that was not a good idea for me. So I stayed there and I had like a weird attachment to it. I felt like close to my dad there. And most of my coworkers were pretty supportive of me. Like they all kind of understood. They all knew my dad. It was a pretty small restaurant. But then, I loved the restaurant or the regulars. I miss my regulars sometimes, and sometimes it was fun. That's where I actually met Gabby, the one who introduced me to Akatar. She's one of my best friends now. She knew my dad for years, so we kind of share that. I love that. But yeah, ultimately it became too much. My boss sucked and was an emotionless asshole. Even though he worked side by side with my dad, like he was just I don't know, like he scheduled me on Father's Day. And when I went up to him, was like, hey, like, what, did you think this through? He was like, oh, I'll just look at it. Never apologized, never anything. So like that was kind of that's when it started. And then it was just a a downfall from there. So I left. Didn't leave on necessarily good terms, but what can you do? And that's where I am now. um, so there's that. So I guess this is the part where I'll touch on my dad a little bit. I guess since this is the first episode, I'll just kind of talk about him in general. So just to be clear, he was my stepdad. Me and my biological father, we do have a good relationship now. It's not perfect, but it was pretty rough growing up. It was just weird. Like I don't know. But I'm grateful for us being able to work through that and stuff now. But my stepdad, Rob, the one who passed away, he's been in my life since I was probably 2 years old, and he just completely changed my life. He was truly. Ooh, am I going to cry? I don't know. I might. Yeah, by the way, that is a thing. You're probably going to see me cry, hear me cry. Definitely at some point. So, yeah. Hope it's not uncomfortable for you as much as it is for me. But he was just my best friend. Truly. I mean, I was closer to him than I was my own mom. He was just everything to me. He supported me through everything. Never judged me. He was so funny and just so he truly, I know everyone says it. Oop, I'm getting emotional. I know everyone says it, but like he truly lit up every room. It's still so hard for me to talk about, but I want to talk about it. So he just lit up every room, and he was such a hard worker. He worked himself to death. He passed away in a very tragic way, a very unexpected way, which is also what makes my grieving process so hard, is because it was very unexpected and very tragic and very traumatic, and I struggle with PTSD from it. But yeah, he was just the best. I also have a younger brother, Logan. It breaks my heart when I first found out. He was the first thing that I thought about was Logan, because he is literally my dad in a kid form. He looks just like my dad. They were so close, and yeah, I don't know. It's heartbreaking and it's unfair, and my dad didn't deserve it. And yeah, he was just. We went on vacations together. We talked every day. He got to meet Blake. He loved Blake. He was so fun. So fun to the point where like I would have to worry about him showing up to like the bar or showing up to where I was to just crash the party. But he never truly crashed the party. He was the life of the party. But I can't even say, I can't even find words to express the kind of man that he was. And it's just a shame. But he truly, truly, truly formed me into the person that I am today. And I'm so grateful for that because, shit. Sorry. Should have brought some tissues or something. Wow, I was very unprepared. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to cry, but I should have known. Okay. As I was saying, I'm truly so grateful that I was raised by him. Oh my God, get it together. Wow. I'm just so grateful. I couldn't have asked for a better dad. I really couldn't. And, yeah. Okay, that's all I can do about that part right now. I can't really talk about him too much more, or I won't be able to finish this first episode. But I'll get into more I have so many stories about him and just everything. There's so much good that I will tell to explain to you guys the kind of man he was. He was just amazing. He was such a good friend, such a good dad, such a good everything. But okay, we're gonna end it there on that part. But yeah, I'm still going to kind of talk about a little bit of grief right now. So, one thing I feel like isn't talked about enough is the change in like every relationship around you. So, before I had this happen to me, and before I knew grief and lost someone close to me, I never realized that it would literally affect every single relationship I had. Me and Blake, me and my friends. I mean, it changed. It changed everything. Like, just truly, truly changed everything. I have a completely different friend group now than I did when my dad passed. That includes some of my closest friends not being in my life anymore, which is really heartbreaking. But I just struggle so hard to relate to people. And to be honest, I've struggled with that kind of my entire life. I've always felt a little bit like an outsider, or a little bit like I could be in a room full of people and still feel like awkward and just feel like they just don't understand. But that went to times 100 after my dad. Also, I apologize for the lighting. One of my lights died, so kind of working with what I got here. But anyways, um, yeah, I kind of just always felt a little like no one, I couldn't relate to anyone. And then, yeah, like I said, when this happened, I truly felt like, oh my God, like you just don't get it. Like, and some of it I can't explain why, like, I've lost certain friendships with people. I just felt like, and it's not their fault. I never really want anyone to relate to me. And I don't feel like in order to be friends with one people, you have to relate on every single thing, but it just got really hard for me. So yeah, but I just, I guess one of the good things that I took away from it is I don't, if you thought that you didn't care before you lost someone close to you, especially a parent, you will be surprised on your tolerance level for bullshit once you do. Because being in this state just really showed me, like, everyone says, oh, people show, the death shows their true colors. Okay, whatever. They weren't lying. My tolerance for people doing things to me and treating me certain ways in this time in my life, I won't tolerate it at all. I have no tolerance for it. I've lost some of my closest friends simply because they couldn't be a good friend to me in some ways. And I don't want this to ever seem like, oh, it has to always be about me, or it has to be about me and I'm going through this. No, that's not what it is, because I still try to be there for my friends every day. But like, if the roles were reversed, some of the things that have happened to me and the way that people have treated me, friends and family wise, is insane. Like, I could never ever even imagine doing some of the stuff and treating someone the way that I have been treated. And I don't know if that's I'm sorry, I'm having indigestion. Wow, I'm old. Anyways, I don't know if that's a common thing that happens for people going through this. I know it's different for everyone, but that is something that has like, I have burnt so many bridges and cut off so many things over the past year. And does it break my heart? Yeah, but there's a part of me that, like, if you do something to me or treat me some type of way during this time when I am quite literally at my lowest and just can't take anymore, I will never be able to look at you the same. Even if you apologize to me, even if you try to work on it, I'm never going to be able to look at you the same, because I'm never going to forget what you did to me while I was in the most fiery pits of hell. Is I know that's dramatic, but Jesus Christ, that's really how it feels. So yeah, that's something I've really been struggling with this past year too. Probably one of my top 3 things is, wow, people really don't care And that plays into me feeling even more alone because it's like, how could you even do that to me? I don't know. I have a very small friend group. I have a very small family. Like I mentioned earlier, my family is very non-traditional, chaotic, in some ways unhealthy, and toxic. So I don't know. I really try to value my peace now. I've realized that I have to. It's the only way that I can get through. So I'm very much like, I love to be at home. My home is my comfort place, and that goes for people and places. So yeah, it's rough out here, but hey, what can you do? So I guess that's all I'll do about the grief part for right now. That's my little grief introduction to my dad and how people have treated me really shitty over the past year, but I'm still standing, still here, somehow. Okay, I had Love is Blind season 9, which is kind of like a little bit, I mean, the reunion's already happened, but just to touch on it, Nick is weird vibes. Okay, wait, before I start on this, I do love reality TV. I don't watch every reality TV, but my number one reality TV show of all time is always going to be Jersey Shore. I actually met the Jersey Shore and had a crazy experience happen on my 21st birthday in Nashville, which maybe I can talk about that next episode because it's kind of a long story. But love Jersey Shore. I grew up with a mama who just always watched stuff like that. Like we watched Little Women of Atlanta, Little Women this, Little Women that. We watched the boat ones, Below Deck and stuff. Now I watch Mormon Wives. That's a newer one that I'm kind of into. I watched the first season of Bailing Out Loud, and I know there's a second one now, but I haven't really watched it yet. I love the Love is Blind series. The Ultimatum's good. Perfect Match, good. Surprisingly, I'm not into, what was the one that everyone, is it Love Island? I never really got into Love Island, and I don't know why, because it seems like everyone's obsessed with it. Like, I know all the drama that happened. I seen it on TikTok. I don't know why. It just passed me. But maybe I'll get into it. But I love stuff like that. So I've watched every single season of Love is Blind. I love it. This season, though, was an absolute train wreck. Like, what the hell? No one got married. I don't think any of those couples this season were a good match at all. Like, I don't think anyone made sense. Nick was super weird. I don't know what his problem was. And Annie was also kind of weird vibes. I just was reading my notes. Someone said that she looks like she has 2 wigs on top of her head. Which I know, like, why did her hair look like that? She also, like, this season I feel like everyone was so drunk all the time. Like, she seemed drunk all the time. And, like, the guys, oh my God, when they were in Mexico or wherever they were, wow. But, like, she was, like, switching it up. It was just weird and confusing. And it did make me laugh so hard. I don't like Joe because I just think man-child. He is a man-child. And I loved when they played that song at the end of that one episode where he walked off, by Sabrina. Love Sabrina, by the way. It was so perfect. But anyway, it cracked me up when he was like, that Nick guy, yeah, I don't know. I just don't really fuck with him. Or he said something like that. That was so funny. Also, Edmund, I feel for him so hard because he had a rough life, and I feel like he has a lot of trauma, and, like, I don't know, I feel like he's kind of stunted in some ways, and trauma can do that to you, so I really do feel for him. But also, like, some of the things he did, I was scared for KB. Like, okay, first of all, when he kissed the floor, why are you kissing that dirty floor? That was like, what the hell? I've never seen anything like that. And then when he was in bed and they were like having that conversation and he was like crying but also laughing, and like I thought he was like fake crying. Like it seemed like he was being funny about it and then he was being genuine about it. I don't know. It was just really scary. Like if I was KB in that situation, I would have been terrified. Like why is he acting like that? I don't know. I can't tell if he's like serious or what. He made me pretty uncomfortable at times. But I hope that he finds someone who can match his freak because he is definitely he's a character. And yeah. And Anton, I'm going to say it and no one else wants to. He has some alcohol problems whether he wants to admit it or not. What the hell? He was drunk all the time. And when he like pretended that he didn't know if he drank that tequila and like tried to play it off like, oh, I don't know, let me go check. But boy, you know that you drank that tequila. You know that that tequila was not in there. Let's be real. I don't know. He also gives me weird vibes. Like it seems like he has like a temper, like deep down. Like I would be scared to get him upset. Like I feel like that wasn't really shown on the show, but he just seems like one of those guys where like he's so quiet, but like if you tick him in the wrong way, like he's going to just like blow the hell up. That's what it seems. Um, I don't know. What else? Jordan. I liked Jordan a lot. I think he deserved better. I can even, oh, Megan. And then her getting pregnant too much after the show. Like I'm not judging, but to sit there and be like, I'm so like, I don't know if I want to be a mother, like I don't know if I'm cut out for this, and then like just involving his son and stuff like that, which like that was also his decision. My other light just died. I'm gonna charge these next time. I'm already too far into it to start this over though. Um, I don't know. I just feel like that was so weird, but I'm glad that it seemed like they got it worked out. You know, she apologized and he understood, so whatever. But his smoothie, that can't be serious. Chicken and Crystal Light? What? What do you mean by that? Like, and he's like, it's cooked chicken, just to be clear. Who cares? Like, you are putting water, chicken, and Crystal Light in a smoothie and drinking that. What's going on? Um, Tina is barking. I don't know. It was just a mess. It was a super mess. Halloween just passed. I'm probably going to be ending this pretty soon because I've yapped for a while, but I'll touch on one or two more things. So Halloween was pretty fun. That being said, I was sick, so also if I sound bad, it's because I've been sick for like literally a month straight. So I got pretty sick on Thursday. So actual Halloween, I was literally like in bed, NyQuil at 6 o'clock at night because I was so sick. Um, But I did go out Saturday with a group of friends and Blake. I was Lil Bo Peep, um, as in Bo Peep, but I also had Lil Peep's face tattoos because I love Lil Peep. So I don't know. I loved it. It was one of my favorite outfits I've ever done. And then Blake was Woody. We went to like this little Halloween rave thing. It was pretty fun. I got tore up though. I got pretty drunk. Everyone did, but you know what? This is actually the first time that I've went out in a very long time where like nothing bad happened. There was no bad vibes. It was just a really good night. So I'm so grateful for that because I really thought that I was never going to go out again recent. Like I was like, I don't know if this is for me anymore. And that being said, I've really like not I've calmed down on going out because I just don't enjoy it that much anymore. But Jesus, I don't know. I think occasionally it's fun, but I was losing hope because like it seemed like every time we were going out, there was just something that would go down, and I was like, okay, what is going on? But this time was really good. That being said, we only made it until like 1 o'clock in the morning is when we got home. Like it was a pretty early night. We didn't even get there until like 11. So we were there for maybe 2 hours and then came home, and I was super hungover the next day. I hated life. But I had an Arby's French dip sandwich and it cured me. So yeah. But it was really fun. Um yeah, I guess that's it. There's a few more things, but I feel like it's kind of just random. I guess I'll end on talking about my big weekend plans, which include so after this, I'm going to clean up my house a little bit and then wait for Blake to get home, and he's going to Frankie, stop. Blake is going to take me to Mexican. I'm going to get a jumbo margarita and queso and chips and salsa because I'm obsessed and I haven't had Mexican in so long. We have a place here called Porta. It's like everyone goes to Porta. We have like 4 of them. It's like a local Mexican restaurant, but it's amazing and I can't wait to go. So we're doing that, and then he's going to take me to Books a Million after I've had my marg, so it's going to hit even different. So go to Books a Million. I'm going to look at books and their blind boxes cuz I do love a blind box. I've got a few little things up here, but most of my blind boxes are in the room with our PCs. I'm obsessed with Sunny Angels. And I've got Sunny Angels, Peach Riot. I've got a Skull Panda. I wanted a Labubu for a little bit and like was super into it, but now I'm just like, I don't care. Like I'm kind of over the Labubu, but I'm not over the Sunny Angel. I'm obsessed with Sunny Angels, actually. And then I've just got like some little brats and stuff. I've got a Crybaby up there too. But yeah, they have a bunch of blind boxes at Books a Million, so I think I'm gonna maybe get 1 or 2 because I love a trinket. I love a trinket, and I need more because I just got this little desk or this like little cube thing right here, and I need like a bunch of trinkets to go in there. I need more, so that's the only choice. But we're going to look at books. I'm gonna go look at the ACOTAR series because I want the physical copy. I'm so obsessed with this. Like I've been listening to it, but I'm so obsessed to the point where like I want the physical copy because I'm probably gonna reread it physically at some point. But I just want the copy for my collection and just to have. And then look at all sorts of other books. And I also want to get a new coloring book because I'm into coloring. These are actually my markers right behind me. I got them off the TikTok shop, but they're really good. And I started coloring when my dad passed because, again, distracting myself 24/7. So I got really into coloring. I have like the little cozy ones that everyone does. I got them off of, they sell them on Amazon, but I can't remember if I got them off of Amazon or TikTok shop, but they got like pretty viral on TikTok. So I have that, but I've done so many in them that I just need more. So I'm hopefully going to get a coloring book too. And then for the rest of the weekend, I'm literally just reading. It's going to be a cozy weekend. I'm reading and playing my game and rotting, and I'm going to do a face mask maybe, like maybe some self-care. And yeah, it's just going to be a super cozy weekend. I'm hoping to not leave the house at all the next 2 days and read my book and color in my new coloring book, hopefully, and play my game and just do all my hobbies. So that is my big, crazy plans this weekend. And I'm so ready because I've done like a lot of social things because I had my birthday and then we had Halloween, and it's just been like too much. I'm not as social now. Like it takes a lot more energy for me to do things. So I really, really, really rely on my alone time to recharge my social battery because I have no social battery anymore. So that's what this weekend's going to be. And I also have a little treat that I'm going to make me and Blake, a little like crumble thing with some ice cream. So we'll have a little sweet treat one night. And that's my weekend plans. But yeah, this was the first episode. Sorry if it was kind of all over the place. The lighting on this is kind of went bad. Like I said, it just died, both of them. I need to charge it. It's my first time using it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to try to do an episode every week. Hopefully I can do that. I'm sure I can because I can yap like no other, so there's always stuff for me to talk about. And I will show you guys my pugs next time too. Tina was just on one today, so she's in the other room because she wouldn't calm down. I had to re-record this like 3 times, so I was like, I can't do it anymore. But yeah, I'll show you guys the pugs, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. I hope you enjoyed this first episode, and like I said, just bear with me. It can only go up from here, but yeah, this has been the first episode of Half Alive and Half Online. Bye, guys.